welcome to the Barber and the Bae Podcast. I'm Chris Kelker.
I'm Tanya Kelker, and together we are the Barber and the Bae. I'll move on to the topic of the week. What's the topic of the week, Chris?
The topic of the week. Now, last week we talked about my entrepreneurship journey, well, my journey into entrepreneurship. So, I wanted to find out about your journey into entrepreneurship. Like, what made you want to be a boss?
The entrepreneurship boss life chose me.
You want to be a baller, shot caller, 20-inch blades on the Impala.
Caller, get laid tonight. Oh,
yes.
That ain't part of my journey.
Oh, okay. But tell us a little bit about like what started it.
Okay, so I've been a full-time entrepreneur since 2010. That's when I opened my first business. But before I even opened my first business, I'm not gonna say I was an entrepreneur then, but that's when I had started with the side hustles or the side jobs. That was what a lot of people call entrepreneurship. But it wasn't entrepreneurship because I ain't own nothing. It was because I started out as a travel agent. I did an MLM. I did a bunch of MLMs. So there's multi-level marketing companies and things like that. So I don't really call that entrepreneurship as my start, but that was kind of how I got my feet wet with it, because I didn't make it a real business with that. So I don't really call that a business, but that's how I kind of got started with that. But in 2010, in 2009, I graduated from my master's program, and I got my job working for these two companies. I was there. I was an office manager for one, and then I was the accountant for both of them, right?
Okay.
So they was going through budget freezes because all of their clients were the counties in Mississippi. So when the state went on a budget freeze, that stopped all their income flow. That was the first lesson in entrepreneurship I learned. Diversify how you get paid. Because if one river flow stops, that shouldn't stop and halter your business. And also,
did both of them stop at the same time?
Yeah, because they both. Yeah, that's how they both got paid, was from the state of Mississippi, from the different counties, because they worked in emergency management. So it was the companies that service the tornado sirens that go off.
Okay.
So the counties, which get the money from the state, paid them to service the sirens. Okay. So when the state went on a budget freeze, that meant the different counties didn't get no money for that. So they couldn't pay them to service the sirens. So that's how all of their income came in. Like, they didn't have different ways to get money coming in, because all of the money came in directly from the state. Okay. So when the state did budget freeze, everybody's money stopped.
Okay.
Now I'm sitting here, I'm having meetings with them like, hey, we're slowing down. We're not getting more money coming in. We still got to pay the bills and stuff. So we getting ready. We firing people off and everything. Not one time did I think to look for another job or anything. I'm having the meetings with the people. I'm the one telling them about the information they can have the meetings, so that people will know that, they're getting laid off. Well, one day rolled around, it was my time. They ain't had no meeting with me about that. And I got laid off. And my whole thing with that was, I kind of wish they would have told me before I got to work. They should have told me the day before. Because everybody that know me, I don't really like to get up in the morning and go to work early in the morning. I'm more of a night owl. I get all the work done in the middle of the night, and I don't want to get up to about 10, 12, whatever I can help it, right?
I don't know. I'll be gone.
I get up at 6 and get up, be productive, do my reading, my meditation, my praying, all that kind of stuff. Then I'm going back to bed.
Yeah.
And then I'm not getting up to about 10-ish. Well, I had came and chased together, and went all the way to South Jackson, dropped him off, only to get to work and have a meeting talking about we got to lay you off. Lay me off?
What you say?
I said, now why y'all didn't call me? That's what I said too.
Well, they probably like, we wanted to tell you in person.
They could have told me yesterday, the day before.
Yeah, because they knew it was coming.
Yeah, they could have told me before I left work.
They knew it was coming.
They didn't have to let me come to work that next day.
We running out of money over here.
So with that, that's what jump started me into entrepreneurship, because I needed to make sure that I had income coming in, and I was already doing like QuickBooks setups and QuickBooks cleanups for people. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how I got started doing my accounting business.
Okay.
And I did look for jobs. Nobody would hire me. I'm talking about they wouldn't hire me to teach. I'm talking about, I know y'all need teachers. They wouldn't hire me to teach. They wouldn't hire me. I tried to apply at McDonald's. McDonald's wouldn't hire me. They told me everybody told me I was too qualified and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. And so I did.
You were too skilled.
Yeah, they said I was too skilled. So I took the masters off of there, and then some people started to call me back. UMC was like, no ma'am. Mm-mm. You look like you gonna leave if we train you. So I was. But I was just like, they was like, this job only like $10 an hour. I was like, yeah, I know. I need some money.
I need some money, though.
I need that money, Frankie. Yeah. And so that pushed me into entrepreneurship. It forced me into focusing in on actually the accounting and bookkeeping, and then doing taxes, and that's when I ended up opening my accounting firm. Okay. So that's how I got started with that. That was in 2010, and I've been a full-time entrepreneur since 2010, and I was primarily only doing the accounting and bookkeeping, but I was still booking trips because I was still a travel agent. I kind of miss doing that. Well, I miss booking the trips for people. Now I just want to book them and go. Yeah. But I don't think I'm gonna renew my travel agent license. So I don't think I want to do none of that. Mm-hmm. But I did get a job in between there. I worked for FEMA. Mm-hmm. That was my favorite job ever. Yeah. FEMA, I did work for, before I became an entrepreneur, I did work at some of the top accounting firms in the country. Let's see. In 2017, I opened Body Party. Yep. Yeah, so now I got the accounting firm and the day spa chains, because we got multiple locations. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, Body Party just came out of nowhere. Well, it came out of nowhere to me. Because she said one day, she like, you know what? And we were talking about the accounting business. And she like, you know what? I'm tired of this. And I'm like, okay, well, what else you want to do? She said, I'm going to wax. She looked me dead in my eyes and said, I'm going to wax.
That's not true. That's not how that go. That's not how that went.
How did they go?
That's not how that went.
Yes, it is. We were riding in the car when you told me that.
Well, I was saying that's when I was gonna take a break from doing the accounting stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's not because I had already opened Body Party. We had that conversation.
No, I remember this conversation way before you opened up. I remember that conversation way before you opened up.
Okay, I remember it differently, but okay. But this is my story. Okay. This is my story on my journey, and I remember it differently. Because I knew back in 2013 that I wanted to open up a wax studio. Now, me doing the services was not something I thought about, because I have the notes in my phone of, I had the name, Body Party, and things that I wanted to do, but it wasn't nothing I had acted on. Okay. And I did change my niche down to the beauty industry back in 2015. Yeah. And was it 15 or 16? No, I think it was 16. And I changed my niche only to work with people in the beauty industry in 2016. Mm-hmm. And let's see. Yeah, because you took me to Barber Brothers, and that was my very first hair show. Yep. And I went as the beauty accountant. And it was just up from there. Now, I'll tell y'all the journey of how Body Party got got together. That's
a good one.
That was a good one.
That's a good one.
I'll tell y'all about that story on another episode because there's a lot of pieces to unpack. Mm-hmm. But just know, it's a good story.
Yeah,
it's a good story. Yeah, it's a good story.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's
cool. My entrepreneurship journey. Oh, well then I guess so. With having those businesses, that's when that came from being a business owner and a service provider, then going into being a boss because I'm hiring people, then making an actual business owner, and then going into the CEO role because now I'm in the facet of my business where I don't work in none of my businesses anymore. I actually own them, and I have teams that actually do a lot of the work in both of those businesses. So that's where I'm at now, and I love it here.
You do. Yeah. Do you think being a good employee at first really, how does that affect me in moving into that CEO role?
That's one of the main reasons I think that plays a major factor in it, because being a good employee is important because you have to understand where you are at all times of your job. Like, you can't go and work at McDonald's and then complain about your job the whole time and expect you to be able to be trusted with anything else. Because if I can't trust you to say, welcome to McDonald's, may I take your order? Without having an attitude, and then why would I let you be the manager? You can't even take care of the people coming through the drive-through. You can't be trusted.
That's why the ice cream machine always be broke. That
is true. And I think that plays a major point. Like, I wasn't always the best employee, because I know that last job I had when I was the accountant and office manager, that's when Twitter was very heavy. I was on Twitter from open to close every day, all day. Okay, you would have thought Twitter was my job. Okay,
but did you get the work?
I got the work done. Okay, because like for me, I work fast, so I figured out what all I need to do for my job, and I just did it all in one day. So I had the rest of the week to be on Twitter all day.
Oh yeah, that's dope too.
Yeah, so I was efficient. So I learned to be efficient with my jobs as an employee, and I was grateful. Yeah, and I didn't mistreat my bosses. So I still have respect for them. I didn't feel like they owed me anything, because at the end of the day, I did see how much money they made, but what does that have to do with me? I'm working in a capacity, in a role that I negotiated my price. So if I felt like I deserved something else, I should have asked for a raise. But I was very well okay with what I got paid, because I got paid great. I was a little sad about getting laid off, though. Yeah. I was like, oh, I need my money back. So, that's my entrepreneurship journey. You got any questions about that?
Ooh. All the questions I have, they're going to run into some more episodes.
Well, tell me the question. Give me one or two of them.
What do you think was the pivotal moment where you made that shift to be to really niche down into the beauty industry?
You.
What?
Yeah, you. No, for real.
I didn't expect that job. I didn't expect that job.
The reason I niched down was because when you worked in the barbershop in Pearl, me coming there and like some of the other barbers that was there, they asked me about doing their taxes and things like that. And then just seeing the totality of people in the industry making good money, but not really having their bookkeeping up to date, not knowing how much money they're really bringing in and how much money they're really spending out, or if they're profitable, or if what they're doing even makes sense in the numbers. And then when it's time to get assets or things that you want to do, you can't really do it without going through so many extra hoops. And I saw that need. And then that's when I got into Andrew Argue's class. I remember mentorship. No, what was it? Coaching program.
Coach Pro, yeah. I remember Andrew.
And I told them what niche I wanted to do, and everyone laughed at me, you guys. they all was like, oh my God, you don't want to deal with the beauty industry. They ain't got no money. They ain't worth your time. They told me all kinds of, I'm like, who don't got no money? Because I was in my head, I never even, because like, that was crazy to me how a lot of my accounting peers had this elitist mindset that, oh, we're better than that whole industry. It's $1 trillion industry. How are you better than that? You, like, no, it's just someone needs to be able to be patient enough to understand where the client is coming from. Mm-hmm. And understand that it's not a that they're dumb or that they don't have the money or they don't care to do it. It's just these people are not college trained, so that was not a focus on them. They're just out here getting it and making it and just letting it do what it do. And I knew that I could help.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that is an issue with the industry, in my opinion. Even as being a barber for over 20 years, an instructor, financial literacy isn't taught in barber schools or cosmetology schools.
Yeah, or aesthetic schools.
And
no trade schools, actually.
Yeah, no trade schools.
They
teach you how to do a job, how to hone your skill. But that's it. And they're quick programs. I thank God for them because everybody isn't meant to go to a 4-year university, and it's not the best route for everybody.
Yeah.
I knew. I knew when I got out of high school that this was what I was going to do.
Yeah.
But some of the key things to run the business, they just aren't taught in that capacity. So you have a lot of people. They are awesome barbers, awesome cosmetologists. I know some nail techs. They'll put the Statue of Liberty on your thumb.
Yes. Like, and that was one thing that attracted me to the beauty industry was so many talented people.
Yeah.
Like, it's so many talented people in the beauty industry, and it's just a shame that they didn't have some of the skill sets that was needed to really hone their business beyond just the skill, because we all know that just the skill that's the bare minimum. Mm-hmm. That's the bare minimum in the totem pole of a business. Mm-hmm. Like, that's why when you go and work for someone, you would never make as much as the boss. Mm-hmm. Or that's why the business would make all this money and you feel like, oh, I only get a little piece. That labor you're putting in, that's just a small piece to the overall business. It may seem like a big deal to you because that's all you're doing and focusing on, but you don't see the bigger picture. Mm-hmm. And that's what a lot of people, they just never saw the bigger picture. Mm-hmm. And no one ever took the time to even show them that it was a bigger picture. Because when you're just doing the bum sew-ins, doing the bum haircuts, you like, I'm the man, I'm the woman, that's it. And that's cool. You did a great job. Thank you for your service. But in the grand scheme of things, that ain't it, baby.
You got any announcements for the people for this week?
I don't.
You don't?
Oh, well, we are on Spotify. I told them that last week, though.
Yeah.
Watch the full episodes on Spotify, Apple, or either on the Podbean app. Also, Google. We're on Google. I forgot to tell you. We got on Google Podcast. Okay, so we're on YouTube. You can go to the Barber and the Bae Podcast on YouTube. Also, on my personal YouTube, I put the episodes on there as well. I'm Tanya K Unlimited. Make sure you follow us on social media on the Barber and the Bae Podcast on Instagram and on Facebook. I'm at The Beauty Accountant, but I'm going to be doing I'm going to change that page name to my name. Okay. So I still own The Beauty Accountant because I separated the page out. Mm. So either way, you'll be able to find me. Okay.
And I'm still Chris K the Barber. I've been Chris K the Barber. Since I got on Instagram, man.
When did you get on Instagram?
Ooh, I was at the barbershop in Pearl.
Oh, that ain't been that long. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, that's all we have for this episode, you guys. This was fun. It was good chit-chatting with you all. about the week. Y'all have an amazing week. Y'all go do something productive. Y'all don't let those New Year's resolutions fall. Mm-hmm. And if y'all are fasting with your churches, or if you're fasting, read all the protocols and the rules first, so that you can do it properly. Because on the other side of fasting is some amazing experiences, and I want you all to experience those things. So, yes, it was a little shady, but also the truth. I would like for y'all to experience what I'm experiencing by coming out on the other side of a fast, though. I guess that's all I got. So I guess I did have some announcements.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. We're so glad y'all tuned in. Make sure you tune in next time.
Oh, and follow us, subscribe, tell a friend, all this kind of stuff. Also, if y'all have any questions for us, we're going to do a Q&A session. So send us your questions, send your questions in. Come on. So that we can answer your questions for you guys. And also, we're going to do like a little giveaway or some type of little, I don't know yet. I think it's going to be a giveaway or some kind of little raffle or something to up our subscribers and stuff. So, yeah, until next time, you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.